All right, welcome back. I hope you're having an awesome time so far. Next up, we have a panel titled COVID, AI, and the Customer Experience. Please join me in welcoming our panelists to the virtual stage.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
All right, so I believe we're going to kick it off with some self-introductions first. Thank you very much, Patrika. I will go first and then hand it over to Radha and Sowmya. I'm Daniel Lackland, Content Lead at AI4, and I will be the moderator of the session. And Sowmya, why don't you give a self-introduction to start?
Sure. Hi, my name is Sowmya. I'm at Estee Lauder Companies. I'm a VP of technology for the brand Estee Lauder. I'm responsible for all of technology related to the brand, focusing on emerging technologies, innovation, as well as day-to-day all technology needs.
Thank you. Radha, you want to go?
Sure. Yeah. Hi, I'm Radha Sankaran. I'm the Executive Director for AI-driven customer experiences within Verizon, where we are really responsible for leveraging data and advanced analytics to do one-to-one personalization of our customers.
Great, thank you so much. Well, I know I'm very excited to get going, and I think we're ready for the first question. And there it is. Okay. Broadly speaking, how has COVID-19 affected the customer experience? And we're starting off real with a doozy. Sowmya, would you like to kick this one off and tell your initial thoughts?
Sure. Yeah, as soon as COVID started, it obviously turned all our world upside down, and so has customer experience. So for a company like ours, historically, we are a brick and mortar company where we have retail stores, and we are used to providing high-touch services to one-on-one personalized services to our consumers at the retail stores locations. But after COVID, obviously, nobody's going to the stores anymore. So even though we had a significant online traffic before, COVID just changed that overnight, and that has, we had to adjust quite a bit in the back end. Not only we had to amp up our online, the services that we provide online, but also even in the back end, we had to adjust in terms of inventory, fulfillment, like all those supply chain related logistics. Yeah, it had a significant impact, but we believe that actually helped us in a way, because the online trend has been there for a while, but now COVID just accelerated it. So we just jumped on it quickly. We were able to adjust quickly. So now we have a lot of online tools and providing virtual services to our customers, and also our backend processes and logistics have been improved. So that's on the the IT side of things, and then at a technology side of things. But then there was quite a bit of change on our actual business, which is beauty products that we provide. Because nobody is going out, everybody is staying home. So there's obviously less demand for lipstick and makeup. And whereas the skincare needs have shot up because consumers are staying at home, they have more time to focus on their skincare needs and wellness, and there is an emphasis on that. So our skincare sales shot up while the makeup sales went down, which really means, our back-end production, manufacturing, logistics needed to be adjusted. Our assembly lines needed to be changed to increase the skincare production. So there are quite a few of those things that happened for us.
Wow, thank you so much. Radha, how about yourself? Similar findings or very different? What do you think?
Very similar. So, even in the case of Verizon, our retail stores are front and center, have always been front and center in terms of from a sales perspective, and really being able to do, for customers to actually walk into our stores and touch and feel devices and be able to make those decisions. So we had to overnight, kind of shut down almost 1,800 of our stores and think of an alternate way. But what really happened here was the ability for us to spearhead our digital acceleration. We were able to truly get to a digital first environment and increase the number of sales. And we, as COVID was progressing, we were actually able to reopen a few of our stores, but bridge the gap between digital and physical. Almost, we coined this new term called phygital, where you could create your orders online and just do a touchless pickup, if you needed a phone the same day. So we made a lot of changes. We always had the in-store pickup options, but that really became even more, much easier now, where customers were able to place orders online or even through the phone and then just walk into a store that was open, and the reps would just walk out with the bag for them. We made sure that security and authentication was all done through our app. We enabled that. So we really became a digital app first company, and it helped us accelerate really quickly on the digital front. And then when it came to our employees as well, having had to close so many stores, we were able to repurpose our employees in the customer service organization, as well as in our telesales organization, so that they could, we were able to reuse their skills and enable sales through these different channels. And we also enabled video chat through our digital channel as well, where within the stores, there were reps that could actually show customers through the video chat the devices and have those devices ready for them to come pick up. So it actually allowed us to be very innovative in how we came up with ideas on leveraging digital to be able to, serve our customers as well as our employees in a very, very safe and secure fashion.
Wow, so interesting. Also, both of you feel free to just chime in at any time. You don't have to wait for my cue. It's so interesting. Radha, did you find also that different products became more or less popular, kind of like Sowmya said, or that's not something you noticed quite as much? Just curious.
Well, the one thing that we did notice is within our retail stores, we generally have a very, very high rate of accessory sales. That we realized online, unfortunately, customers were not opting in as much. So this is where actually AI helped us to a large extent, where we were able to leverage data and build recommenders for our customers in the digital flows, where we were able to clearly identify the right sets of accessories for customers based on their buying patterns and the kinds of devices that they were buying, and present that upfront for customers through that flow and make it really easy for them to be able to purchase accessories. The other area was also total mobile protection that we have. That was another area that we felt customers were not really aware in the digital channel, that we were able to bring it up, for our protection conscious customers and offer them as an option as well through digital. So there was a lot of learnings that we had through that process as well.
Really interesting. Wow. Well, Sowmya, if you don't care to add, we can move on to the next question. But wow, so interesting. Okay, is this number two? Let's see. What challenges has COVID-19 created for an excellent customer experience? And I think you both touched on this a little bit, but here, how about we have Radha? You want to start this one off this time around?
Yeah, as I said, in terms of excellent customer experiences, I think it really helped us hone in our digital channels, and start looking at how well we can serve our customers through our app, the My Verizon app. And how do we make it very contextual and very relevant for our customers in terms of the experiences, even within the app. So there were a lot of things in terms of the focus that we put. And then within our retail channels, we started honing in on what would be most important for customers if they do choose to walk into our stores, and how do we ensure that we have the right, again, relevant and contextual information in front of our reps so that they could serve our customers really quick and get them out of the store without spending too much time there. So I really think the learnings that we have had with all of this is something that's going to serve us in the long run as we start thinking about what that new environment is going to be post, COVID, and as things start getting normal again. We have reopened most of our stores today because, again, as I said, we have the ability of buying online and purchasing in our stores. We have also created our express store concepts, which customers can just walk in, they just place the order right there, and the agent will walk from the back of the store and hand it off to them, hand off the device to them, and anything else that they have ordered. So, all of these concepts have really emerged with what has happened during COVID that has helped us really, really improve our customer experiences. But most importantly, the piece that my team has been very much involved in, right? This is a fledgling team that started in April of 2019 as part of the customer experience organization. And we established a cadence of understanding data around our customers and everything that, their journey or the events around their journeys with us that we can use now to leverage and make that right decisioning for our customers in an omni-channel fashion, and understand what that right next best experience should be that we can present to them, irrespective of the channel they choose to engage with us. So which really helped, whether they came online or whether they walked into the stores, they were getting that exact same experience. So it gave our customers more confidence that going to digital wasn't really something that they were losing upon, because that was something we realized a lot of customers felt, oh, I don't get the same promotions online. If I walk into a store, I get better promotions. But we solved a lot of that, leveraging AI and real-time decisioning to be able to do that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Sowmya, would you like to respond also to the challenges question?
Sure. I would say probably, some of the challenges are very similar. So we take pride in ourselves in providing high touch service. It's a really term that we use internally of, providing high touch services. But obviously, when you are not in the store, it's kind of, how do you do that, right? So we had to rethink about almost like a no touch, high touch kind of services. Like, how do we deliver enhanced consumer experience while not in the store, but online or wherever the consumer is, because these days our consumers are everywhere, not just brand.com site, but also Instagram, social, any kind of social platforms, right? And we are truly a global company. So a lot of our consumers are in Europe and China, APAC, LATAM. So we kind of have to, the solutions that we deliver needs to meet the consumers everywhere. So all the social platforms in all the regions come into play as well. So that's something that we have definitely focused on. So some of the things that we have done is providing our virtual try-on services. What virtual try-on services is like for, you kind of look into the camera and it's you can virtually try our makeup. And basically using augmented reality and AI, it can recognize your face and the shape. And then you can choose, let's say you can try on 30 different lipsticks in 30 seconds. You click on the color you like, it kind of shows, using AR, it kind of puts it on your face, and then you can see whether that looks good on you or not. So which is much better experience as opposed to physically trying. When you're in the store, if the beauty advisor is showing you, the most you could do is maybe 3-4 lipsticks. After that, it kind of gets dry and it's not comfortable. Whereas with the virtual try on, you can just do it, like I said, 30 different lipsticks in 30 seconds. So we kind of expanded that service to be available everywhere on the social platforms, as well as our online sites. And also not only just for lipstick, but we also expanded the service to foundation. It matches the foundation for you based on your skin tone and stuff, and also the skincare. We delivered skincare diagnostics capabilities so that it can recognize it. Sort of studies your face and identify various skin conditions such as dryness, redness, that kind of stuff. And based on that, we can recommend personalized products or a particular regimen that suits your needs. So those types of services, we have accelerated the delivery of those and make them available ubiquitously. Before we had them all along, but now, in the last 1 year, we just accelerated the development of those and made them available on all platforms so that our consumers can still have access to all our products and try it without having to, go to a store. Similarly, we have looked in, we have done, some of the things that you mentioned, Radha, except we use different terms such as, buy online, pick up in store, or buy online, fulfill in store, that type of services. Similarly, omnichannel experience, meaning regardless of where the customer is, whether they are in store or online or Instagram or Facebook or WeChat, they would still get a similar service, and they have access to all our products and services. They can chat with our beauty advisors and get the same information and get the same type of services. That's something that really means when you do that, you got to have a 360 view of the customer. That means really your backend, all your applications need to be connected. So some of that we've done, accelerated the development of those. And what else have we done in the last year?
It's been a long year.
Yeah, it's been a long year. It's almost like a blur. The other day, somebody was saying, "Oh, when we go back to normal," but at the same time, I don't even remember what a normal is anymore, right?
Yeah. Wow. Thank you very much for that, Sowmya. Something you both talked about is this, really cool acceleration towards these amazing digital tools. Something maybe you both touched on a little bit, but it seems like at the beginning of the pandemic, people were very nervous about big supply chain disruptions that were going to really affect the customer experience. Have either of you found that has been a big challenge, or you've overcome that one, relatively easily? Just wondering if either of you have any thoughts on that.
From our perspective, we've not seen a huge supply chain challenge at all. I wouldn't say that's really the case. Even in the past, so for us, any iPhone launch is a massive, massive event, every September. This year, however, last year, however, it was pushed out. Usually we have it in the September timeframe, but the launch in itself was pushed out to October. And they ended up having a couple of launches, because I think they were able to get only certain devices in a certain time frame and the others. And most of the time, with the iPhone launches, you always start with a pre-order. So, they go into back order fairly quickly. And the devices that you get in store are anyways, the inventory is very low. So it wasn't, and especially last year, given the COVID situation, and people were not going to stand in line at the stores, right? So for us, even whatever little store inventory was, we enabled in-store pickup for our customers. And typically, we actually created this very unique concept as well of customers that were due for an upgrade. We knew that we sent out, emails that if they were interested, that we could get them, into the queue so that they could actually order much faster. Then, we built a real nice express flow for them, experience for them, so that, it was just very, very quick and fast. So we leveraged a few of those experiences as well to help. But, we didn't experience any major supply chain challenges at all. I wouldn't say that.
We have experienced some, I wouldn't say like completely supply chain challenges. That depends on external partners. It's more of, for us, it's more of adjusting the demand planning. Like I said before, our makeup sales went down and demand for skincare went up, which really means our manufacturing lines inventory needed to be adjusted. Similarly, there is more orders coming through online as opposed to the stores. That means supply to the inventory that goes to the store, retail stores need to be reduced, and online fulfillment had to be increased. So those are the types of adjustments we had to make very quickly. Yeah, I mean, it was a challenge, but it was overcome relatively quickly. I think the skincare demand is like still continuing as we speak. So that is still, we're still working through that and trying to meet the demand.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Shall I move on to the next question, Patrika? Okay. Are there opportunities? Oh, you both touched on this one a little bit. This will be a good one. Are there opportunities that you have identified to create an enhanced customer experience due to COVID-19? If so, what are those opportunities? Radha, would you like to start here? What do you think?
Yeah, sure. So one of the things, as I said, was we really accelerated our growth into a digital first, company, right? However, there is an aspect of humanizing an experience as well that you cannot eliminate. And in a lot of cases, you want to bridge that gap. And what we realized was there are customers who still want to talk to an agent, who still prefer to have that face-to-face experience, with a human. And that's where we said we need to start looking at our experiences in a way that we can be digital first. However, in situations, and we are completely leveraging data and AI for this, and this is a very important project that my team is involved in as well. But looking at data and AI to decide what is truly the right next best channel for this customer. And at that moment in time, and given what they're trying to do with us. That way, we can truly bridge the digital to the human channel experience. So it's a very, very interesting concept. And I think it's truly one of its kind and very innovative. So, this is a great opportunity in our opinion, in how we handle our customers and how we differentiate ourselves from, other competitors in how we personalize experiences for our customers. So this has been a great opportunity that we have identified, as well as how do we leverage conversational experiences with our customers, whether they call us or, they are chatting with us. How do we make that extremely seamless between these channels so that the conversation is contiguous and they're able to converse with us in both places, and we resolve their issues proactively before they even know that an issue is going to occur. So lots of really exciting opportunities that we are tracking for this year in terms of what the art of the possible is.
Thank you. Sowmya, would you like to respond to the same question about opportunity?
Sure. Yeah, certainly. I already mentioned some of the enhanced consumer experiences that we delivered this year, virtual try-on and omni-channel experience, etc. But in addition to that, like there are a couple of other areas that we are providing to our consumers is virtual selling, also, live streaming of, classes or techniques, if you will. So basically what we did was we worked with our beauty advisors, and almost they have become online sellers, as well as offering consulting services online. So our live chat experience, and similarly virtual selling. So you can, while you are online, you can talk to a beauty advisor, and they can actually guide you through our products and how to use them, what works best for you, give you guidance on all of that. And also, while you're talking to them, you can also place an order right then and there. So it's that type of experience, so that it becomes seamless. So you're online, you like something, immediately you can get guidance on it, you can ask questions, and then you can immediately place an order, or the beauty advisor can place an order. And similarly, you can do the virtual try-on, where beauty advisor can actually show you how it could look on, how the look would be for your face, for your skin tone, etc. So those are the types of things that we have provided to enhance our consumer experience and interaction. So more of like, definitely there is a lot more emphasis on product education with our consumers and guidance to them, so that they can make the best informed decision about buying a product.
Thank you. One thing that I was thinking about is, we're talking about these amazing digital experiences that can, enhance or replace an in-store experience, but what is top of mind right now in the sort of cutting edge retail world about making an in-store experience that is perhaps a little bit more prepared, I guess, for something like this down the road? Is that top of mind for you and other retailers, the in-store experience specifically?
Absolutely. So I think that the one thing is, at least from our point of view, what we're looking at it is when a customer walks in the door, right? They need to feel like we know them personally, we know their needs, and how it's almost like the beauty advisor knows you and what your needs are, what you have purchased before, how we can particular, let's say skincare attributes. You have a dryness problem as an example, thereby me as a beauty advisor, I'm ready for you with a particular product's recommendation. So you can have that personalized, intimate dialogue, right? Authentic conversation with the customer, so that they feel like we care about you and we understand you, thereby the products that we recommend are actually, beneficial to you. That's the type of trust and the relationship that we want to create with the customer. So with that in mind, all the tools that we develop, digital tools and information and all of that, is really centered around that experience that we want to provide. So again, like I said, virtual try on, we have iPads in the stores where consumers can come in and try on, if they don't want to touch anything in the store, so you can take, there are QR codes available, so you can, scan the QR code and get the web app on your phone, so that you could try the virtual try on your own phone, as opposed to in-store iPad, so that you don't want to touch. Things of that nature we rolled out. Similarly, we are working on a consumer data platform, CDP. where CDP is a central repository of data repository of all our customer information. So from online, it's connected to our online data, offline data, in-store data, social data, et cetera, so that we have a 360 view of the customer. We know everything about you, when you bought something, what you bought. So maybe let's say it's been 3 months since you bought your skin cream, which means it's a time to replenish. Maybe we can send an email to them saying, hey, by the way, it's been 3 months, you may need a replenishment. I'll have it ready for you when you come into the store next time. It's that type of services that we are aspiring to provide, and that's what we are working towards. It's a journey.
Yeah, thank you so much. Radha, how about yourself? In-store experiences, any thoughts on that? Or?
Yeah, so it's definitely a journey. So it's very interesting to hear Sowmya talk about a customer 360, and building out a CDP. I guess all of us are pretty much, aspiring to do the same thing, and to be able to know your customers' needs and wants ahead and be proactive about it, really. It was quite heartening to hear what she was saying, because that's foundational to everything that we have been doing as well, building out a customer 360. And we are actually thinking of, we really built out that CDP platform, and all our AI and decisioning is based out of that. And then, as part of real-time marketing, we really now want to expand that to our prospect base as well. So having said that, right, in the retail space, we are continuously innovating and thinking of ways of how we can truly help our customers, whether it's they walking into the stores to do bill payments. We have bill payment kiosks actually within our retail stores that are leveraged, by our customers to make payments. How do we enable payments even through our app or through online, so that they don't even need to walk into a store? But if they do walk into a store, how do we connect, the digital app they have to the BPK and make it extremely seamless for them, so that they really don't need to spend as much time in the stores, etc. So there's this constant retail innovation that the team is doing at all times to see what are the different things that we can do to continuously help our customers and improve customer experience. And even in our express stores, that's something we are constantly thinking through.
Thank you so much, Radha. That's great. Patriga, would you like to move us towards the next question? All right. So I know we've talked a little bit about several AI solutions, but I still think it's important, just in case there are other examples. Has AI come into play in any way, either as a barrier to success for customer experience during COVID-19, or as a potential solution to challenges presented by COVID-19? Examples, please. And I honestly don't remember who we started with last time. Who did we start with last time? Who went first? I don't know. Anyone can start.
Yeah, I can go. In our case, it definitely has been, AI has been a measure of success for us, really. It has helped us, as I said, become a lot more relevant, contextual, more omni-channel, being able to really pivot to digital very quickly, given what happened with COVID-19. And then, be able to bridge the digital and the physical as well in many ways, be it doing, leveraging data to understand a customer's preference, channel preference, allowed us to then make that determination. If a customer is very retail centric, how do we connect them to a retail rep via video chat? How do we connect them probably to a video chat with a telesales rep and resolve it for them? And for those customers who typically end up calling our customer service centers, how do we connect them very seamlessly to our CS reps as well? So we've And then for our digital savvy customers, how do we get more and more savvier in digital and make the experience as seamless as possible for them? We created a lot of these hubs, a one place to go where customers could go and look at everything related, their bill, their orders, any trade-ins they have done. It's like a one-stop shop for customers to go to. All of that totally powered through AI. If you go into digital, whether the app or the web, we created an entire smart search solution leveraging AI, where, even if customers searched for, say, they search and say bill, we brought out the most contextual and relevant billing information or a proposition in front of them. If they were not in an example of that is if they were not enrolled in autopay, we brought that up with what the benefits of autopay was, and with one click, they could go enroll in autopay. If they were not able to make their payments because of COVID, we created this proposition with a promise to pay ability, so that they could just go set up, installments, or if they were part of that program where we were, forgiving bills for a few months, they could go enroll in it. So we really leverage data and AI to be very, very, focused in doing that one-to-one personalization for our customers. So in our case, it has actually helped us tremendously take leaps and bounds in our customer experience journey in the last couple of years.
Great, thank you. Sowmya, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I agree with what Radha said. AI is definitely a measure of success, and we only see the positive value from leveraging AI. Of course, I already said quite a bit about our virtual try-on services, which is completely based on AI. And beyond that, there are several other areas also we have used AI and continuing to leverage it more and more as the time goes on. One of the areas is, like I mentioned before, consumer data platform. The data platform is built, yes, we have the data, then what? You actually need AI algorithms to extract meaningful insights from the data, right? So that's something that we are investing heavily on, so that you can get meaningful insights. And how do we use those insights for marketing campaign data or email communication with the certain customers, customer segmentation, understanding, where the demand is, what's trending, and all those kinds of things, right? So we are definitely leveraging AI for those type of needs. And also in the back end, also we are trying to add machine learning algorithms to the back end in the supply chain processes, such as demand planning, using the store data, inventory, and past demand and all of that. How do we forecast the demand for future? AI can play a major role on that. Similar assortment planning. And, when you talk about demand planning, assortment planning, and all of that, it's like varies so much by region to region and store to store, right? So you really need the data down to the store level in certain cases. So AI can help us significantly.
Very interesting. Have you both talked, and really, seem to be big proponents of AI, which is great. Is there anything that has been particularly challenging? Any disappointments where, an algorithm kind of didn't work because of the, quick changes because of COVID, or any solution that, you thought was going to be great and then, ended up being sort of hard to work out? Anything like that, or it's been pretty successful across the board?
Yeah, so what I can definitely say is, given that we started this program, data has been our biggest challenge. And primarily because within Verizon, at least on the mobile or the wireless side, we really operated in channel silos. So trying to bring all of this data together and connecting them together, stitching those journeys has been a huge challenge. And of course, think of the scale and the size of the data that we're talking about. So that has been a huge challenge. And then being able to truly do real-time decisioning, right? To be able to, you can build machine learning algorithms leveraging batch data, but then how do you make it relevant and contextual at that moment in time within a session is a big challenge, right? Because you've now got to use real-time streaming data and marry it with what you've already built and see how you can real-time score these algorithms and leverage it in real-time decisioning as well. So a lot of those challenges we did continue to face. Now, in terms of, all of our projects that we execute, there are certain KPIs we attach based on prior experience, where we say, okay, if I were to do this, if I were to predict this particular thing for my customer, and I assume that they will, accept this experience, this is the acceptance rate that I'm expecting, and just the business KPI that it's going to impact, right? We do that. We do that opportunity analysis, and that's how we start working towards a project. And have there been projects that have not met that opportunity? Yes, it does happen. But majority of them either meet or exceed the opportunity analysis that we have done. And, if it means that we go back to the drawing table for those few that haven't met the opportunity to see, hey, do I need to tweak the algorithm a little bit? Do I need additional data points or features into the model to, improve it? We do that too, because optimization is a constant cyclical process that we do. It's not like a one and done, right? It's not like you do a project and you're done. It's something that we constantly measure, we look at on a regular basis, and we optimize as we go. And there will reach a point where we'll start archiving those and look at newer opportunities.
So in our situation, I guess at least some of the challenges that we saw are slightly different in the sense, because we are a global company and all our customers are all over the world from various backgrounds, various ethnicities. So the services that we develop have to be tailored to all the ethnicities and regional localizations. So that becomes, we need to be very, very careful, which means you need to test it with millions of data points. The algorithms can only be better as you feed more data and millions of data points. So just as an example, if we want to match a foundation to your skin tone, the skin tone varies significantly from, based on ethnicities, which means we have to train our models across all the ethnicities and all the different populations, and younger, older, just name it. There are, and similarly, the facial expressions, when you read a facial expression, again, different ethnicities react differently to certain things. So you have to account for all of those. And that means we have to train our models for wide variety of consumer types. And we don't want to roll something out without actually testing for all those scenarios and accounting for all these scenarios, right? So especially we being a prestige, luxury beauty space, we do not want to take chances. It's got to be almost whatever we roll out, it's got to be perfect. So those are some of the challenges AI presents. We can't just be test it on, let's say 100 consumers or 1,000 consumers and put it out there. It's got to account for, all the variables.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. That makes a lot of sense. Patrika, I think we have about 4 minutes left. So, okay, we'll jump to the next one. Okay, final thoughts here for you both. I think we have about 3 minutes left, so short and sweet. Where do you see the future of customer experience headed over the next 5 years? Radha, you want to begin with the last question there?
Yeah, sure. I really think, customer experience is headed with a customer first mantra, in my opinion. It's really understanding customer needs and being very proactive in creating truly those moments that matter and showing the value of your brand for them.
I agree. So like the way we approach it, anytime a new project is, being discussed or ideated, we always start off with what is the consumer journey? Let's talk about the consumer journey, consumer experience, and then we design the technology solution to meet that experience, right? So I think it's going to be that, like Radha said, consumer is going to be the central to the key. Everything would be centered around the consumer. And based on their needs and almost like a location and the platform that they are on, all of those things become immaterial. No matter where they are, no matter how they want to interact with, we want to be there and we want to provide that service very, very seamlessly and authentically, not just a gimmicky way, but really authentic conversation and the relationship with the consumer.
Perfect. Wow, that makes a lot of sense. Patrika, do we have any more time for more thoughts, or will you begin your outro? Just clarifying on time.
We have another minute if anyone had any final thoughts to add.
Anyone have anything? Thank you so much for being part of the panel. This was such a pleasure to talk to you both.
Yeah,
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Yes.
And
as a
go ahead.
As a parting shot, the one thing that I would definitely say is for all companies, it's very, very important to have an EX to CX, strategy, which is employee experience, translating to customer experience. I think it's extremely important that companies focus on the employee experience, because that automatically will translate into the best customer experience that you can provide.
Wow, love that. What a great way to end this panel. This has been awesome. And I know our virtual audience is just going wild. A huge round of applause to all of you. So thank you so much to our panelists, and a special thank you to Dan for moderating. All right, for the audience, it's time for you to make your way to your next session. And along the way, make sure you accept your connection request and check out our amazing AI exhibits. Thanks so much, and we'll see you around.